You guys, the episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville we have all been waiting for. It is the sit down between Kimmi and Kiawah, and I can already tell Maurice this is just gonna be a bad idea. Buddy, you better send that bitch back on the first thing smoking. What's up, my beautiful YouTube family? How are y'all doing after this weekend? It is a beautiful Monday morning, and we're going to be talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville today. The episode wasn't a lot, but it gave us just enough, especially the sit down between Kimmi and Kiawah. Gave me exactly what I expected. Funky ass attitude from Kiawah. And we see Marsaue this episode is still trying to convince the public that he ain't do no dirt out there with Martell. But nigga, it is written all over your face what you did. You is out there scourging, trying to get Martell and Melody to keep their mouth shut so Tish stays in La La Land. I don't even know if scourging's a word, but you doing it. You try to make sure she don't know that you out there creating those infidelities, as you like to say. But before we get into the episode, if you are new to your girl's channel, let me welcome you to be. What's up? Hey, how you doing? Go ahead and hit that button down there, subscribe to my channel so it can be, you know, and my dedicated viewers, you know, all you out there who be showing me love. And speaking of that, I want to give a couple of shout outs to those of you who do support me. First, I want to talk to or give a shout out to Fifi TV. Hey girl, I appreciate you. You show love constantly down in the comments. I read it, I see it, want to say thank you. Next, I want to give a shout out to Spice Girl Ren. That is a very creative name. I like that. Spice Girl, keep it spicy. And last but not least, I want to shout out Janeth. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butchered it, but just want to acknowledge you and say thank you for the support and love you gave to me on the Basketball Wives review I did. So y'all, let's get into this Love and Marriage Huntsville episode. It opens up with Marsaue going to the holts office. He's trying to talk to Martell after the cabin trip because I think he was heading over there to try and get his ass to shut up, but it ain't work. So he actually got Melody instead, and she's like, you know, let's go into the office. Let's go talk. So she goes in there, and Marsaue kind of is talking to her about, you know, there seems to still be a little underlying tension between the two friends, and he keeps trying to blame it on, oh, you know, I'm trying to fix things for Tish. I can tell this is affecting her a lot. Nah, nigga, you try not to piss off Martell and Melody so they don't pull out the receipts on your ass of the shit you was out there doing with them 20 girlfriends. So he's like, you know, Melody, tell me what's going on. You know, what are you feeling? I feel like we need to, you know, clear the air. And she's like, you know, I get it. He was like, oh, you know, because me and Tish, you know, we're trying to be friends. And she's like, you know, you guys may want to be my friend, and you know, I get what you're saying, all the things you're saying, but you know, you need action. I need to see action. And to be quite honest, I don't know if it's genuine or not. And basically, she's saying, I don't know if y'all are really trying to be my friend, especially you, Marsaue, because you know what I know about you. You know, I know you know what I know. So all of that, what I said, basically, I know Marsaue. So she was like, you know, and I got a bone to pick with you. So he's like, you got a bone to pick? She's like, yeah. She was like, you know, I feel a type of way that, you know, my husband obviously did what he did. And as a friend, you know, a longtime friend, I feel like you weren't out there checking him. And Melody, this is kind of where, like, you go left for me because granted, Marsaue's a dickhead. He's not responsible for Martell keeping his dick in his pants. Martell is. Like, you keep trying to place blame on everybody else except the person it's supposed to be. I get it. He did the dirt. But, I mean, girl, Martell is a grown-ass man. And he did his stuff. And no matter, even if Marsaue was taking the phone away, he took his second phone away, blocked the girl's number for him. If Martell wanted to put his dick in that girl, he was going to do it. And he did. And, like, that's just what it is. So Marsaue was like, well, Melody, like, me and him had plenty of private conversations where I was like, dude. And she was like, well, if you did, you know, it's kind of hard to take that advice if, you know, you're saying one thing and your actions are showing something opposite, you know, it's just, you know. And she kept saying, like, you know, and Marsaue was kind of like, okay. And then when he went to rebuttal, he couldn't. He was just stuttering because he was thrown off by the fact that she was really throwing his ass on Front Street. So they kind of in that conversation going nowhere because she wants to blame him put him in the middle of the Martell stuff. And Marsaue was like, my name Bennett, I ain't in it. So we move on to, I think this is when, Kimmie's son is down from college. He's 21, having a birthday party. You know, Kimmie's like, okay, what do you want to do? How are we going to throw a party? He's like, I'm scared. Mama, I'm 21. I ain't trying to be out here with my family. That's the last thing you want to be around is your family when you taking shots of Patron and Hennessy on your 21st birthday, because there's some shit liable to happen that you don't want them to see. So Kimmie gets it. Kimmie, you might think you young, but just let him be. But, you know, they move on to the conversation. Kimmie ends up telling him about Maurice's plan to move Monster down, but not only Monster, Kiawah and her nigga. And he's like, whoa, wait a minute. And I'm exactly the same way. Like, whoa, wait a minute. He's like, no. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, as a wife, I'm supposed to support my husband. And, you know, he wants his son to be down here and I'm not going to stop that. And Jalen's like, bro, okay, his son can come down here, but what's the other woman doing? Like, that's an issue. And Kimmie, I really feel bad for her because she has just been holding her tongue out of love for Maurice. And I don't think Maurice is understanding how much she's been doing that. He knows that she's been keeping the peace, but he's not understanding how hard it is to do that when you got a hoe disrespecting you every second with her husband. Like Maurice, and you ain't checking that woman either. Like, bruh, that's an issue. So we see that, speaking of kids and sons and stuff, we see that Martell and Melody went to the doctors to get a confirmation that she's pregnant. Okay, she's pregnant. You know, and Martell, of course, is using this as an excuse to be all happy, and this is gonna make our marriage better. And Melody is like, no, the fuck it ain't. Regardless, you cheated. And you think this is gonna make me stay at home, but boy, do you know? Cause Martell really, like, is just so, like, his ego, bro. Like, the fact that you feel just because you knocked her up, like, she's gonna keep her ass home. Cause he's like in the office, like, you know, this is good. You know, I would think you're the same as me, you know, want to raise the kid together with our other kids, you know. And Melody's like, I'm not going to trade my exchange happiness for raising kids. And that threw Martell off. Like, Melody, she's thinking about her exit plan, point blank period. Because Martell, you did her dirty, bro. You did her dirty. So he ain't liking that. So speaking of kids, we see Wanda, Mama Wanda, y'all, the one who's pissing Marsaue off more than anything. And I am here for it. You know, Tisha's having to adjust to her being there all the time because she definitely is a character. But she's appreciating the help that she's getting from somebody since Marsaue ass ain't going to be doing it. So they end up sitting down having quite a, you know, a sentimental conversation. Tish kind of reveals her insecurity. She wants to do speech classes. And, you know, it was hard for her growing up without, you know, people who were, you know, mentors with high education like her grandma did and her mother didn't. And, you know, it made her insecure growing up. And you can see she still has those insecurities now, which is why Marsaue runs over her. She doesn't want to speak up. She feels dumb. She doesn't feel like she's worthy enough to, which is why Marsaue is able to keep her ass at home with the kids and run around and do his dirt. So speaking of Marsaue, his ass come down in the middle of her conversation. And, you know, Tish is like, you know, I'm going to go do the speech classes because I have a loving and supporting husband who's going to be for my endeavors. And he's like, no, that's not how that works. And the mama's like, what do you mean? Like, you just ain't gonna support your wife with anything? And he sits down like, y'all down here having this conversation and I can't get no sleep because the kids is upstairs running and jumping and stuff. That's a problem. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry, I had coffee this morning. And the mama checked him on it. Like, she had me rolling. Like, okay, if we downstairs and the kids are jumping upstairs, why you ain't take your happy ass up there and handle the kids? Why Tish the only one who gotta handle the kids? You know, Marsaue, there's a difference between a father and a daddy. Which one are you? And Marsaue is just stuck because he cannot stand with Wanda getting his ass cakes. He cannot handle it. He is not prepared to sit in that hot seat. And Wanda is letting him know, bitch, if you're going to do something funky around my daughter, best believe I'm taking the trash out and you're going to be in there. And then he kind of cut the conversation off with the, respectfully, Wanda, what are you doing in my house? And we don't know what the hell she said after that, but I guarantee it was something sarcastic. Marsaue, handle those kids. She is absolutely right. Why are they upstairs and they jumping around and you can't take your alpha male ass up there? If you such this man, tell them what to do. And you got sons. You need to be there for them. Kids remember who show up to the football games, who show up to the soccer games, who drop them off at the doctor's office, who spend time with them outside. And best believe those kids are going to have a lot of resentment for you because you are a father, but having a baby daddy's, more of a absentee baby daddy kind of feel. You around, but you really ain't around. Tish, I feel sorry for you, girl. Ooh, Lord. So let's move on. We got to talk about how Melody went and told her mama about the pregnancy. She is emotional about it, obviously. And after she tells her mom, the mom kind of is like, well, are we excited? And she's like, I really don't know what to feel. Obviously, in the middle of a divorce, this is just bad timing. It's just bad timing. And they kind of have a really intense conversation that a lot of women have. It's that debate of if this is what I want to do in the time that I'm in right now. And the mom reveals, like, Melody, I was in your position with you, to be exact. I considered abortion. I had you young, no money, not married. I didn't think my parents were going to support me. She's like, your dad gave me the money, but I couldn't do it. And then I had you, and it's the best thing, I ever did. Sometimes things are disguised as blessings that come at wrong timing, but it's really perfect timing. And no matter what, Mel's like, this just ain't right timing, mama. Like, I'm ready to leave this nigga. I'm planning exit strategy A, B, and C. Here come this baby. Get ready to mess that up. Like, Melody is, obviously, she gonna stay with his ass at this point. We just see that she's gonna stay with him at least for another 2 to 3 years. Martell got her on lock. That's unfortunate because Mel was ready to get out of there. So we see, finally, we get to the main event, which is Kimmie versus Kiawah. Now, Kiawah walked in. She ain't a bad looking woman, but that attitude is just stank, y'all. It was just coming through the TV. And, Kimmie sat down Maurice, and Maurice was trying to keep it uplifting. Like, hey, Kiawah, Kimmie. He's like, apparently the husband could come. Whatever, I ain't gonna believe that. But then Maurice was like, hey, where do you want to start? You want to talk about Monster? Kimmie, Kiawah, y'all's relationship. Kiawah straight up, we ain't got one. Whoa, wait a minute. So, is this what we doing now? Okay. So, she was like, we don't got one, I don't know her. It's so, Kimmie was like, well, to be fair, we might not have a relationship, but I feel like you don't like me. She's like, well, how do you get that? You've never been around me. Bitch, I ain't gotta be around you. Just know that you sending heat my way via husband. My husband at that, your ex. You think I'm not hearing the bullshit you talking about me? So then Kimmie basically gives an example. Like, yeah, Kiawah, you said some things about me. Don't be around my son. My son don't need to be talking to her. If she got anything to say about me, she could say it to my face. And Kiawah had the nerve to sit there and act dumbfounded. Like, oh, did I say that? Bitch, you know what you said. You know exactly what you put on Facebook and emailed that woman. You typed out that angry black woman letter from Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and you hit send and sent it to Kimmie. If not Kimmie, Maurice. So then, she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But if I did say something, it was in the heat of the moment. When you and Maurice got together, it was sketchy. We were still married. And the fact that she brought that up basically is showing exactly her card. She's mad. She's mad that Maurice moved on. She thinks that, they got together at a sketchy time, but Kimmie checked and was like, nope, I got with him after y'all were completely divorced. We might have been friends before, but nothing intimate happened until after, that paper was signed. So now all Kiawah got to say is, okay, well, are we going to, hold on to the past, or are we going to, allow that to affect our future? Bitch, the only one who's holding on to the past is you. There would be no issue if you weren't the one sending all the heat and all the damn grenades they way. And if I was Kimmie, I would have been extra, extra nice. I would have been so kind it killed her. I would have been extra as fuck, putting my hand all around Maurice, rubbing on his ear in front of her, giving a couple of on the cheeks. I would have been pissing her off so bad. I'd have been petty Betty. But then after that, she starts talking about, well, this isn't the past. This is very much recent and relevant. Like, I don't know if you think Maurice doesn't talk to me or doesn't say things. And Maurice is like, well, you know, you call Kimmie a trick. Oh, word? That's what we doing? So Kimmie got called a trick, and then now she mad because she wore a bikini, y'all. A bikini. That's what you really want to pick out, Kiawah? That's the petty reason? Because she wore, now all of a sudden she's inappropriate, can't be around your son? Bitch, like, miss me with that. Come up with something else. The fact that you had nothing else to go off of why Monster can't come down, a bikini? So then it's like, girl, you can call me inappropriate, but the other names, apparently, obviously Kiawah went in. And then she pulled, once again, the I don't know what you're talking about. I forgot. You know, that was so long ago. I got so much going on in my life. Nah, bitch, you got a lot going on in your life, but you paying attention to Maurice. And that is very much apparent. But she was like, you know, I know you feel like I'm not a parent or a mother, but I need to explain to you, Kiawah, you know, this is not about Monster. This is more about Maurice. I don't want this to be a situation of Maurice comes down and just throws all the responsibility on me, because I will be there to love your son, assist Maurice, but at the end of the day, it's his priority. Because I get it. Like, she raised the kid, and for Maurice to want his son, he's going to need to be the one who controls most of the stuff, because it's easy for men to just throw the responsibility on women because they are around and they know they'll do it because they love them. So Kiawah hit her with the, okay, we're good then. But you could just tell deep down she wanted something to pop off so bad, so she had a reason to keep Monster back in Detroit or Michigan or wherever they from. So Maurice is like, good, yay, like this is it. So I think after that is when what happened after that? Oh, this is the birthday party. So we see the birthday party, the young men, and they're doing the stepping line. The old head try to come in. Marsaue think he can really dance around with them. Nigga, please. He shimmied on back when he didn't know the moves. And then got the nerve to be like, I'm keeping an eye on Martell. You know, Melody have a problem, but I'm gonna keep an eye on Martell. Nigga, look in the mirror. Keep an eye on yourself. So then, you know, Jalen comes over and they try to give him OG advice. Advice they need to take themselves. And, you know, Marsaue like, yeah, you know, be careful out here. Don't have no baby, you know, different states like Maurice. And, before that, y'all, Sadar killed me when he's like, oh, yeah, Maurice, did Kiawah get flued out? Who paid for the ticket? She got flued out. Maurice, you doing a lot now, paying for her ticket. Bitch can pay for her own ticket. But he's like, my son's gonna come down here. And Jalen's like, and who? And he's like, and Kiawah. And he was like, man, I don't like that. It's like, he thought she was single just like me, y'all. I didn't know she was married until a couple of episodes ago. So I get it. But he's like, no, her husband's coming. So he's like, you know, I'm happy for Monster to come down. Y'all have a relationship. Whoop-de-woo. So Martell heads home. It's his curfew. It's his bedtime. But Marsaue goes down there to talk to him real quick before he leaves. And this is where things get a little sketchy. Because Marsaue was like, hey, Martell, you know, I want to talk to you and stuff. And Martell asked, well, okay, you know, what's going on with you and Tish? And he's kind of like, you know, things are a little bit much because, you know, we're going through a lot, obviously, with her working and, you know, the rumors of 20 girlfriends doesn't help. Thank you, Martell. He's like, well, you know, if people want to talk about business, I'm a firm believer, you know, if people can talk about other people's business, they can discuss theirs as well. He's like, well, that's great, but that's not my business. And Martell's like, right. So Martell clearly was picking up on what Marsaue said, was keeping, he's like, nigga, shut up. Don't you bring me down with you, basically, is what he was saying. So then he's like, to change the subject, get the heat off of him, he talked about how he went to go see Mel and how they still struggling. Martell's mad that she keep talking about it. Martell, if you do the dirt, like, you just gotta have to take the licks on the chin. Melody's gonna keep bringing it up and you're gonna have to keep dealing with it every single time. Because you cheated on her, dude, and not only did you cheat, you had a girlfriend. And then if this bitch got a matching BMW too, like, what? So then Marsaue's like, I know about Reese calling and stuff. And he's like, bruh, like, come on. And so he's like, you know, I had her number blocked and everything. Like, he was like, okay, I get it. The number was blocked. But he ain't changed the number, y'all. Why are we still talking about this same goddamn number, Martell? This right here goes to show you want this bitch to have access, point blank, period. And it's enough is enough. Change the fucking number already, Martell. The bitch is already calling you from other people's numbers. If you blocked her, if that's true, So at the end of the day, you want this girl to have access to you. Your wife has asked since last season for you to change that damn number. I would have broke his shit already, y'all. It would have been in the fire. I can't right now. But then after that, you know, he's like, you know, I'm just going to do whatever I can with Melody to fix things with my wife. He gets in the car and heads home to her to be a good husband. And that's where the episode ends. Y'all, I'm so through with Martell. Like, him and Marsaue, they want to be in the, you know, black men don't cheat a category, but they really do. And it's just a mess. I feel bad for Tish. You want to stay in La La Land in regards to Marsaue. But you guys tell me what you thought about the episode. Do you think Marcel's, you know, little secrets is going to come out next? Whose side are you on between Melody and Tish? I'm kind of like stuck in the middle because I get why Tish be mad with Melody. I get why Melody be mad at Tish. But you guys, that's the episode. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go ahead and like your girl's video. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.